Niall, first to you. The White House clearly attempted to have this be the most boring announcement to be overshadowed as humanly possible. Week of a state visit and a state dinner, White House Correspondents' dinner week. Do they view this as a success, the rollout?
I think they view it as a success in that what they really want is a controlled environment for as long as possible. So they had a video announcement, there was no big event, there was nothing where there was really risk involved. Now, the difficulty is you can't sustain that, as you well know, over the course of a campaign. You have to get out there, you have to leave yourself open to things that happen in the moment. But they have contained that for this week, and they're happy enough with that.
Yeah, and obviously, the reason they want to contain it is because when there's unpredictable things that happen with President Biden, we know that doesn't necessarily work out well for the campaign. It's interesting to see the reporting. Mike Allen of Axios, one of the best source reporters, I think, in D.C., if not the best and smartest, came out with a long note today about just what you said, about sort of the controlled environment. No public events before 10 a.m., only 4 public events before 10 a.m., in his time, 12 public events after 6 p.m., dinners, receptions with foreign leaders, fundraisers, 12 full weekends with not a single public event. Here, for example, is Jen Psaki, his former press secretary, talking about that.
President Biden does nothing at 9 a.m. He is a night owl. So the fact that he is doing this at 9 a.m. anyway speaks to how vital the White House recognizes it is.
Well, and he only has done 12 things at night, according to Axios. Lauren, Niall said that eventually this changes, right? That there's eventually enough public pressure that he has to be out on the campaign trail. And I'm wondering if that actually is true, that there is public pressure for that, or if the public is kind of okay with the president not being seen that much.
I mean, I think the pressure is one of the reasons we just saw him give a press conference. And, you know, there wasn't all good news as a result of that. And it's true, he's given fewer public appearances overall. I'm studying that right now by analyzing the YouTube archive of the White House with one of my undergraduate students. But the real glaring part
what are you finding?
He's given fewer public appearances overall if you just look at YouTube, except for, you know, a couple decades ago, there was about this level. But the real standout is the lack of press conferences and one-on-one interviews, where he's way behind his predecessors since Reagan. Not overall, it's not as outstanding, but I do think the White House already is responding to this pressure. I think we're watching it, and I think there will be more pressure as we get closer to campaign season. People want to see those extemporaneous remarks. They want to see the banter. They want to see more of the Biden that was shouting back at Republicans during the State of the Union. He will have to show those skills in order to be successful.
You think about the possible real challengers to President Biden in a Democratic primary. And granted, these are outside names, but they're there. Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders, Michelle Obama, The Rock, and then you've got even other well-known Democrats. There was discussion about even somebody like Gavin Newsom, the governor of California. And I guess now this is the question. Is the White House at all worried that if he stays hidden for so long that it creates a vacuum, and that, therefore, that vacuum could be filled by another Democrat?
I don't honestly think so, because the biggest advantage that President Biden has is, firstly, the lack really of an alternative, and secondly, the capacity of the White House and the people around the president to say, you have to back him, because if you don't, you'll be giving an advantage to the Republican nominee, maybe former President Trump, maybe Governor DeSantis. You have to keep them out at all costs, so you have to back Biden.
Yeah. Lauren, one of the things that you study is sort of the public reaction. And we have seen undoubtedly a shift by the White House press corps to now covering the age issue. And for a long time, they widely wouldn't touch it. We have on this show. But now it's suddenly front and center. Even this is now a mainstream story. What comes first, the chicken or the egg? Public opinion on the age issue or the coverage of it?
I mean, the age issue has been there for a long time, and I remember when Democrats were calling for cognitive tests for President Trump.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider.
And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.